Hi, I'm Adam, and welcome to the Adelaide Hills Gas series of instructional videos to help you maintain both your EXID and your Guardian bird scarers. Adelaide Hills Gas is the only Australian importer of both the EXID and Guardian bird scarers, both a popular and reliable choice for decades. In this video, we're going to be showing you how to service and maintain your EXID scare unit. More further instructional videos on the Guardian scare units will come in the near future. We are going to start with an EXID single bang bird scaring unit, as most of the steps in this video will cover also the double and the triple bang as well. We will show you the differences between these models when it is relevant. Let's first start with a quick visual check over the unit. The first thing we need to do is remove the red barrel by removing the three 13mm hex head bolts located here and one on the other side. Once we have removed the barrel, all we need to do is to have a quick check down the chamber to ensure there is no buildup of straw, hay, grass, string, or otherwise has been left behind by rodents. Nests in the chamber will cause fires when the unit is in operation. To prevent this from occurring, we do sell bungs and caps to prevent rodents from nesting and will be linked in the description below. The next check is to ensure that the frame of the unit is not bent or warped from accidents. Any twists may indicate that mechanical components could also be misaligned. All we need to do is visually check both sides, as you will notice any asymmetrical difference, and you can check for rocking motion when sitting on a flat surface. This scarer is a new unit, so it does not rock or wobble. The next step is to remove the rear cover by removing two 10mm hex head bolts, one from either side. When it is removed, we are going to check that the piezo shaft right here is sitting on the left hand side of the hammer arm with an approximate 4 to 6mm gap. We can now remove the mechanical assembly cover. It may need a little bump from a palm to come loose and is easier removed off to the left hand side. Once removed, we need to ensure that the mechanical components are clean and no significant debris or rust deposits. Both of these can seize parts and the unit can stop functioning. Once these checks are completed and parts are clean, the next thing is to remove both 10mm hex nuts and washers from the top of the mechanical mounting plate. After they are removed, we can lift the mounting plate up, ensuring that the brass bushing is not being caught on the inside of the reinforcing ring. When it is clear, you can twist the plate off to the right hand side of the unit, and we can make a visual check on the large diaphragm inside. An inspection light is recommended to highlight any damage to the diaphragm, such as what is pictured here. These diaphragms will fail when in operation and will cause a gas leak, which will cause the unit to catch on fire. While the mounting plate is off, it is always a good idea to clean the area of any dirt and debris, and then ensure all 10 of these 10mm hex nuts holding the reinforcing ring, diaphragm holder and diaphragm base together are tight. Loose nuts here can cause the diaphragm to leak gas and, you guessed it, a fire. Once we have tightened these, and since we moved the mounting plate, the piezo shaft would have also moved and may have twisted past the hammer arm. All we need to do in this instance is hold the hammer arm down and the piezo shaft back to the left hand side again. Now we have the nuts tight and piezo shaft correctly located, we will be able to drop the mounting plate back over the reinforcing ring, lining it up with the two securing bolts, and tighten up the two 10mm hex nuts with washers. Carrying on with visual inspections, we are going to ensure that all moving parts of the mechanical components are correctly located. Specifically, this selector fork needs to be sitting underneath this conductor arm, and the cross arm pin is sitting on top of the trip lever. With all the visual checks and maintenance completed, we are now going to pressurize the unit to complete a static pressure test. We test the units in-house on a compressed air system as it is the safest way to conduct checks. Tests can be done while connected to LPG, but further precautions must be taken. If testing on a gas bottle, wear hearing protection and never look down the barrel into the chamber. If you have the option to connect to pressurized air, we encourage for you to do so, as it is the safest method. With the air or gas valve turned on, we can turn the timing needle anti-clockwise until it reaches the stop. This will increase the flow of air or gas and fill the diaphragm to raise the conductor arm up against the trip lever. Once the conductor arm reaches to the top of the notch on the trip lever without clicking over, we can turn the timing needle clockwise all the way to the stop to limit the gas or airflow. We can now leave the unit in this state for approximately 5 minutes, and while the system is still under pressure, we recommend to give all the hoses a small wiggle at all of their connection points to check for worn rubber and leaks. If you find a loose and leaking hose connection, you can use a small O-ring clamp like this, a 9mm to 11mm, to secure them. Do not use these screw-style hose clamps, as they are too large for the nipples and can break them off. Once the 5 minutes has passed, check the status of the conductor arm to ensure that it hasn't dropped any lower than the top of the trip lever. If the conductor has dropped, there will be a leak somewhere in the unit. To determine where this leak may be, repressurize the system and spray all components and hoses with soapy water. Bubbles will appear at the point of the leak. Once we have determined there are no leaks after a 5-minute static pressure test, we can now turn the timing needle valve all the way back to the anti-clockwise stop so that we can complete our last check. During this test, we just want to ensure all mechanical components are functioning correctly during cycles. The conductor should continue to rise above the trip lever, which will trigger the selector fork, which will release the gas or air through the jets into the chamber. The conductor will then fall off the trip lever, releasing the hammer arm to strike on the piezo, to cause the spark plug to ignite the gas. For a single bang unit, the conductor will rise and drop off the trip lever once per cycle. A double bang unit conductor will rise and drop off the trip lever twice per cycle. A multi-bang will complete the same operation between 1 to 3 bangs per cycle in a series of 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2. If you have connected your bird scarer to gas, it will bang when the hammer arm releases. If it bangs, then you know that you have spark. But again, do not look down into the chamber when connected to LPG. If you have connected your bird scarer to air, you will need to visually check down the chamber for spark when the hammer arm releases. If there isn't any spark, either the spark plug or the piezo under this cover with its O-ring will need to be replaced. If your bird scarer completes multiple cycles effectively, it is now ready for use. But before reassembly, it is very important to oil all of the moving mechanical parts. We do not recommend grease. Grease is thick and cannot disperse well. It holds onto grit and grime, and those things can cause parts to seize. We also do not recommend any CNC spray, as it is too thin and parts will wear quicker. We use and recommend a General Motor oil. The thicker the better. A 70-watt racing oil is preferable, but 50 or 60 weight is still capable for the job. Now you can reinstall the mechanical housing cover, rear cover and the barrel. Thanks for watching. We hope this instructional video has helped ensure that your EXID Bird Scarer is functional and ready to service you for your next season. If you require repairs beyond what has been covered in this instructional video, please ship the unit to us to Adelaide Hills Gas to Totnes, South Australia. Alternatively, please visit our website for a list of all authorised service agents for one that may be near you. The link for that website will be down below in the description. We will be expanding our EXID and Guardian instructional videos in the near future, so subscribe down below and hit that bell icon so that you can be notified when those videos do drop.